If you're looking for some more affordable options in the Raleigh area, this video has you covered. We have ranked 25 cities, towns, and suburbs in the Raleigh area by affordability based on the past 12 months sales price, average price per square foot, and property taxes. Let's jump right in, and we will start by the least affordable and work our way to the most at number 1. Coming in at number 25 is no surprise. The town of Chapel Hill. There is so much to love about Chapel Hill and its beautiful neighborhoods, but it comes at an expense for sure. Not only does it have one of the highest average prices, but you get less house for your money, and the property taxes are very high as well. At number 24 comes a bit of a surprise, New Hill, which is just west of Apex. It is a little deceiving in the sense that many of New Hill's existing homes are much lower in price, but there are quite a few luxury neighborhoods that are going up in the area that have driven the price up to where it is. At number 23, we have Pittsboro, an up-and-coming town, believe it or not, west of Jordan Lake. Like New Hill, many of its new neighborhoods are on the expensive side, which has increased the overall price and the price per square foot of the town. But there are still more affordable options for those interested in Pittsboro. Next up, number 22 goes to Cary, Raleigh's most popular suburb. Cary has amazing parks, great schools, top-notch neighborhoods, and it's in the perfect location. What else could you ask for? But those characteristics have made demand for Cary skyrocket, and the numbers here reflect that. One positive though, the property taxes are actually not that bad. Cary's neighbor to the south, Apex, comes in at number 21. As a former best place to live in America, Apex is nearly as popular as Cary given its amazing amenities, the schools, and the neighborhoods. And that also comes with a high price tag. If you can handle the expense though, Apex is great and you won't regret the move. At number 20, Raleigh itself finally makes an appearance. You'll notice that there are actually multiple other suburbs that have a higher average sales price, but its high price per square foot causes Raleigh to score as less affordable as you get much less for your money. Now, Raleigh is big, and the affordability does greatly depend on where in Raleigh you're looking. So if you're interested in Raleigh, let me know and I can break this down further for you. And for those looking for real estate assistance in general, please don't hesitate to reach out. We hope that you can see from these videos that we are truly experts of the area, as I've lived here my whole life. We have helped so many from these videos, and we would love to help you too. Moving on to number 19 is the rapidly growing town of Wake Forest. Another town whose average sales price has been propped up by many luxury new construction neighborhoods. Wake Forest is a little more affordable in my opinion than this ranking shows, as there are many amazing neighborhoods that are much less than its $610,000 average. So I would still highly recommend checking Wake Forest out, even if you're on a tight budget. Holly Springs is next on the list at number 18. As I've mentioned in the other videos, Holly Springs will be the next Cary and Apex, as its popularity has risen greatly by those who love the area that don't want to pay the premium of the neighboring Cary and Apex. And with the completion of I-540 in the area, prices are only slated to go up. But like Cary and Apex, there's a reason it's so popular, as Holly Springs is a great place to call home. Next up at number 17 is Morrisville, which is the ideal location to live for those who work in the Research Triangle Park. Morrisville is not a very big suburb, but it's directly adjacent to Cary, and honestly very hard to tell where Cary ends and Morrisville begins. But due to its excellent location, it is expensive like Cary. One thing about Morrisville is don't expect a large yard, as many of its neighborhoods are new but built on relatively small lots. And number 16 is the area's other major city, Durham. Like Morrisville, Durham is another popular place for those to live who work in the Research Triangle Park. You can find some relatively affordable homes overall in Durham, as you can see by its lower average sales price, but its price per square foot is still fairly high, as well as its property taxes. Durham also has a mixture of new construction and established neighborhoods, and there are some very nice luxury communities mixed in as well. Next up at number 15 is Fuquay-Varina, a suburb of Raleigh that is just south of Holly Springs. Fuquay-Varina has really grown over the last 5 to 10 years, and there are tons of new construction communities going up there. It has a really neat historic downtown and is known for having some great breweries, which is why it's definitely an under-the-radar choice, as you get great value for your money in Fuquay. At number 14 is an often overlooked town that is just north of Wake Forest, Youngsville. Like Fuquay-Varina, there are many new construction communities going up in Youngsville. And with it being so close to Wake Forest, you get to enjoy Wake Forest amenities, but pay less for your home. The downsides of Youngsville are that it doesn't have a whole lot on its own, and it's quite a drive into downtown Raleigh. Not to mention, it has high property tax rates. Number 13 has similar benefits to Youngsville, but it's closer to Raleigh overall, Roseville. Directly east of Wake Forest, Roseville can quickly take advantage of Wake Forest's offerings without paying as much. There really isn't a whole lot to do in Roseville itself, but it does have a new development called Cobblestone Village that will be a great entertainment space and draw for residents. Moving on to number 12 is the very small community of Archer's Lodge. Just north of Clayton, there really isn't anything to Archer's Lodge of its own, but there are some great neighborhoods out there that allow you to also take advantage of what Clayton has to offer. It also has one of the lowest property tax rates around. At number 11, Willow Springs is another small community with little of its own, but it has risen greatly in popularity due to its new construction neighborhoods and excellent schools. There's not a whole lot around Willow Springs, but more is being built in this area every day. Moving into the top 10, Garner comes in at number 10. Just south of Raleigh, it is surprising to many why Garner isn't more expensive, but there has been very little development in Garner over the years, and some parts can feel run down. But over the past few years, Garner has really ramped up the new construction neighborhoods and will no doubt become more expensive over time as its popularity increases. At number 9, we have the town of Wendell, located east of Raleigh. Wendell is a small town that actually has a very cute downtown, but there is still very little development in Wendell overall. It does have an incredibly popular master plan community called Wendell Falls, but beyond that, there's not a whole lot quite yet. But it's not too far from Knightdale and East Raleigh as well. Just west of Wendell is number 8, the town of Knightdale. One of Raleigh's older suburbs, Knightdale has yet to take off with the popularity that one would expect. Like Garner, there has been very little development for many years in Knightdale, but its new Knightdale Station Park, along with multiple new construction communities, has begun to push it in the right direction. So for what you get right now, Knightdale provides a pretty good value. At number 7, we have the town of Franklinton, which is well north of Raleigh as it's even north of Youngsville. There's not a whole lot to do in Franklinton overall, but you get a good value for your money. And it's great for those who want more land and a small town feel overall. Now at number 6, I can't believe the value you get here in Clayton. Like many of the other suburbs, Clayton has been rapidly growing through commercial and residential development, and it has great schools. But its prices have remained relatively low for the area, possibly because its location is further out from places like the Research Triangle Park. But right now, Clayton provides the best mix of value and amenities in the area. We're down to the top 5, and with all of these, you'll notice you get some great value. But you will sacrifice development and location. So these locations are ideal for those who are not concerned about proximity to Raleigh, want a small town feel, and generally want more land. At number 5, we have Creedmore, which is northwest of Raleigh. While it is pretty far from Raleigh, it's not a terrible drive into North Raleigh, as there's a straight shot via Highway 50. It's not too far from Durham either, which is a pro. But as mentioned, Creedmore is a great place for those who want more land. Moving on to number 4 is Four Oaks, a small town south of Clayton. Be prepared to drive if you need to commute into the Raleigh area, but Four Oaks provides great value, has plenty of land available, and has some good schools. And expect a more southern culture in Four Oaks, as it'll feel more in the country than many of these on the list. Coming in at number 3 is the small town of Zebulun, which is just east of Wendell. Another small town, Zebulun is actually growing quite rapidly. There's a healthy mix of both established and new construction communities, and while the town is not large, you have most of the major essentials that are needed within the town itself. At number 2, we have the town of Lewisburg, which is by far the largest of the small towns in the top 5. For its size, it provides great value, but many of its neighborhoods are existing as new construction communities are just starting to make their way in that direction. So this is also a great location to get larger plots of land with no HOAs to worry about. It is a long drive into Raleigh though, so be prepared for that. We have arrived at the number 1 spot, which is Anger. Located southeast of Fuquay Marina, Anger is pretty far south, but it's not as far as places like Lewisburg, Four Oaks, and Creedmore. And Anger has some of the top new construction communities currently under construction. So there are some really great options to choose from at relatively affordable prices. I hope this list gives you some idea of what you can get for your money in Raleigh. There are very few locations that provide great amenities, convenient locations, and low prices. But the two I would point out are definitely Clayton as well as Knightdale. Right now, you can get some great values and take advantage of the new developments underway and the inevitable appreciation that will occur in the next 5 to 10 years as these developments continue. I'm Alison Wojnarowski with the W Real Estate Group, and please reach out if you need any real estate assistance. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.